And I would like to really welcome our star here tonight. So Yonekura Ryoko. So where is she? Here. So just one moment. But I think she is an amazing bridge builder. And when I read about her passion, when she first saw the play Chicago, and then went and traveled to see it in 10 different places and in many different countries, and she was so taken by this that she was determined to play the part of Roxie, so a murderess, and she did so first in Japan. But then in 2012, she became the first Japanese person in the history of Broadway to play a major role in a musical on Broadway as an American when she joined the cast of Chicago and played the role of Roxie. And then I look at what she's done. She played Scarlett O'Hara. She played Bewitched, to say nothing of all the things she's really famous for in Japan. And I will say that the ambassador and his wife are secret fans, or maybe not so secret. And he was quoting some lines, but I won't take his thunder here from the famous TV show that she does, Dr. X. But so you've played a murderess, you've played a Southern belle, and you've played a witch. I don't know what is next, but we're really excited to have her back here on Broadway for just 11 performances this summer in Chicago, and we're just very happy that you've used our home to do this. I just learned tonight that her counterpart in the play, who's American, has learned Japanese, to speak phonetically Japanese to play this role. And so the two of them are really pioneers, and I think this would be a special idea to follow up on that kind of pioneering effort to understand each other across the languages. So on behalf of all of us here at Asia Society, I want to thank you. I want to thank all the Chicago team here. I want to thank the ambassador, because we've all come together tonight to celebrate this incredible woman. So let's say that. So before we hear from Yoko, we're going to hear from Ambassador Takahashi, who's here with his wife, Madam Takahashi. So Masako, there you are, hiding here. And you have to quote the line that you told me is very famous from Dr. X. Okay.
Thank you, Josette. And I'd like to thank Asia Society to host this very special cocktail reception for Miss Ryoko Yonekura. Welcome to New York, Ryoko-san. Or I should say, welcome back. Because as Josette said, this is the second time for her to come back to New York to play a leading role of a longest running American musical in Broadway, Chicago, playing a role of Roxie Hart. As if you, been to this wonderful musical, we all know that this is about a bad girl, very naughty bad girls. And Roxie Hart that Yonekura-san played betrayed her husband, killed her lover, tried to cheat everybody, and then still she's immensely attractive. My personal opinion is that the level of sophistication or the charm of the city should be judged by the capacity of the city to create naughty, bad, attractive girls. So New York is on the top of it, but I would like to tell you that Tokyo is trying very hard to match this. And Yonekura-san is a product of Tokyo. So I very much would like to welcome her to New York, and I wish every success for her career into the future, and I'm confident she will do it. Because the most recent, most popular drama featured Yonekura-san is called Dr. X in Japan. It's an immensely popular Japanese TV drama in which Yonekura-san played the role of a genius physician who will be able to do anything, who will be anything. And her, every time, every hour, her most striking line by this genius physician is, "I will never fail." So that's the motto of Yonekura, I'm quite sure, and so I am quite confident she will never fail in Broadway. Thank you very much.
Sorry, my name is Masako Shiba, Development Manager for Arts and Culture here at Asia Society. Hi, I get to do this because I'm a fan. I was going to do a very short introduction of Ms. Yonekura, but our wonderful leaders and ambassador already said most of the great parts about it, so I'm going to be very brief. A short introduction. Ms. Yonekura started her career as a top fashion model and switched to acting in 1999. And since then, she has been the star of many of the most popular Japanese TV and film productions. She's been the lead in Kurokawa no Techo by Seicho Matsumoto. And of course, Dr. X, as Ambassador just said, with the famous line, "I never fail," where she goes through incredible circumstances and literally never fails. She also, other theater credits, has Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind and the theatrical production of Kurokawa no Techo. And of course, playing the lead role of Chicago as the beloved star Roxie Hart. She has played the role in Japan in Japanese in 2008 and 2010. And then she made her Broadway debut playing the role in English in 2012. She had such a successful run and took the same production to perform in Japan, and now, in 2017, she is back to Broadway by popular demand. A little bit on Chicago. As they mentioned earlier, it is the longest-running American musical in Broadway history, now in its 20th year, produced by Mr. Barry Weissler and Ms. Fran Weissler. It has won 6 Tony Awards, 2 Olivier Awards, a Grammy, and thousands of standing ovations. Yes. The show is set in the razzle-dazzle decadence of 1920s Chicago with lots of dancing and singing and drama, with rival cellmate Thelma, played by the fantastic Miss Amra Faye Wright. Ms. Yonekura stars in this production from July 3rd through the 13th, 11 performances only, before she takes the production to Tokyo in August. Thanks to all of her wonderful team here to make this possible today. We're very thrilled to have you here to explain about her return to the stage. So, Ms. Ryoko Yonekura, thank you. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, but her team has asked that if you could refrain from taking pictures during the talk section, but we will have plenty of meet and greet time later. So if you could be understanding of that. Thank you so much. So again, thank you so much for coming. We're so thrilled to have you here.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
I understand you came straight from rehearsal because the production's so soon.
Yeah, that's right.
So if we could get a few words from you on how you feel about returning to Broadway.
そうか、とても嬉しく思います。5年前に一度こちらで、アンバサダーシアターで、夢のアンバサダーシアターで、ロキシーを演じさせていただいて、もう一度でいいから戻ってきたいと思っていましたので、今回こうやってまたニューヨークに戻ってきて、また皆さんの前で、演じられるっていうことはとても幸せだし、そして失敗できないなと思っています。はい。
I am extremely happy to return to New York. I performed 5 years ago on Broadway at the Ambassador Theater, and I had desire to return back to New York, and finally I am here 5 years later. And like the ambassador said, I cannot fail this performance.
That's wonderful. I'm sure you will not fail. I would like to ask a few questions. You have such an extensive career as an actress, and I want to ask about 3 differences.
Okay.
The first one would be, Is it any different acting in front of a live audience in Broadway on stage opposed to in front of a
TV
camera? Yes, and TV and film.
一番簡単なことは、やっぱりお芝居は舞台の上でのお芝居は本当にfrom the top から end までも休みなく最後まで突き進んでいくということと、テレビのドラマはもう一番最初のクランクインした時から最後のシーンを撮る時もあるし、そういう意味では短くたくさん切ってパズルのように組み合わせていく撮り方を日本ではします。なのでリハーサルとかはほとんどっていうかほぼしないんですけれども、とにかく瞬発力というのか、はい、そういうものが必要になってくるのかな。でもステージの上でも何が起こるかわからないから瞬発力は必要なのかもしれないですけど、でもやっぱりその撮り方っていうのが撮り方と演じ方っていうのは随分違うなと思います。
Yes, there is definitely a difference. For theater, it's once you're on the stage, it is never ending. It is live. You have the audience right there in front of you. And for TV, some cases when you go in to start taping and filming, it could be the last scene that you're filming for the TV series or the film. So it's almost the sets are divided and into portions, and it's almost like a puzzle, and you're bringing the puzzle and pieces together. Well, that's at least how they do it in Japan. And so there are no rehearsals really to say. And I feel like for film that you need a little bit more, maybe I would say natural reflexes, which I'm sure in theater we do need as well, but those are the main differences between theater and film.
Second difference I want to ask would be you played in 2012 Chicago as Roxie here, and you also played in Tokyo. Was the audience reaction any different?
まず文法が違うので驚く場所と反応する時間の差が全く違います。であとやっぱり英語でもちろん作られているのでこれは私にとってもそうなんですけれども、英語のセリフでのジョークとかアメリカンジョークみたいなものを理解するのが最初のうちは少し難しかったりとか、日本語に変えてしまうとそれが面白くうまく伝わらなかったりとかしますね。
Yes, there is definitely a difference, and especially because the grammar in Japanese and English is extremely different. There's a lot of differences in the timing of where the audience reacts or laughs. And for Yonekura-san, it took her time to understand and catch the American jokes, for sure. And those are definitely cultural and language differences that she notices.
The third difference was actually about that. So you performed in 2012, and now you're back 5 years later. Can we expect any difference, or do you feel any difference doing the same role, but 5 years now?
基本的には同じです。もちろん最初から最後まで同じセリフで同じように終わっていくんですけれども、5年前はやはりリズムとか発声とかとにかくプロナンセーションとかとにかく英語を間違えないようにしなきゃっていう思いでいっぱいの中どのぐらい楽しめるかっていうことのチャレンジだったので、今回はそのリスクが少し減った分、もう少し自分のキャラクターを中にセリフの中に入れ込んでもうちょっと自分らしく楽しく、浮気してでもちょっと人も殺しながらそして、でも可愛らしいチャーミングなロキシーを演じられたらいいなと思います。
So 5 years ago, of course, this is the same production of Chicago, so the lines are the same, and I would say it's basically, there's no changes, there are no changes, but 5 years ago, I was so focused on not making mistakes in the English, so there was probably less space to have fun, but even within trying to get the correct pronunciation or her to focus on singing, I tried my best to enjoy myself in the role. But now there's a slight less of a risk after 5 years, and it's in my body. I can enjoy the character more, and I can really be a cheater, a killer, a cute and charming Roxie.
So, as the top actress of Japan who took Broadway by storm,
I don't think so.
You did. What did it mean to you to perform in Chicago, the iconic Chicago? And if you have any future next career step goals or actress としての
My goal?
Yes.
いつもはその目的とかほとんど持たない目的とかゴールはあまり持たないようにしていてなるべくそうですね近い来年再来年ぐらいの目標をせいぜい持つぐらいなんですね。とにかく今をひたむきにまっとうにやるというのが私のやり方で10年後に何々になりたいなお金持ちになりたいなとかそういうなんかハリウッドに出たいとかそういうのはまずはあまり持ってないですね。はい。
So I try not to have a long-term goal. Usually a year ahead or 2 years ahead, I really try to focus and do my best in what I am given and appreciated. And my long-term goals aren't to be rich or be on Hollywood, and that's something that I do on purpose. I don't intend to have a long-term goal.
Well, I think we're all looking forward to seeing your performance. We have flyers in the back that states the performance dates and the ticket information, so we encourage everybody to go see her perform. Thank you so much once again. And if we could ask everybody to line up for the meet and greet, but before that, thank you once again for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.